I heard a mother say, for instance, this I heard just last week because camp came. One of the children didn't go to camp, and he said to his mother, you know, my friend Jimmy is going away to camp. Now, what the mother said, boy, am I glad this jerk won't be around. We'll be able to have the child. This is the child's best friend. Yeah. Of course, this creates hostility. Or another mother could have said, for instance, something like this. What do you make a big deal over one boy? You'll find another friend. Or they will say to the child, well, it's time that you learn to be on your own. All these things create hostility. I would say to the child when he said, Jimmy is away for this, I said, oh, you'll miss him. Or the street looks kind of empty without Jimmy. Or it's hard to be alone after you've been used to being together. Now, all these statements are acknowledgement of what the child feels.
Now, if you go on from there, would you do anything to try to mitigate his disappointment?
No.
You just let it go at that?
This is the whole point, that you do not... It's his responsibility to do something.
That's interesting, because it lets him develop.
Let me give you one more acknowledgement that would be helpful, because I feel this is something like. I would say to a child, you wish, I would use many times, oh, you wish the summer was over already. You wish Jimmy was back already. Now, I give him, in sense, I give him in fantasy what he doesn't have in reality. You wish your friend was back already from the camp. Now, this is acknowledgement plus some sympathy with it. And it certainly dissolves the barrier between parents and children.
And that helps the child develop, and to develop a long, humane
life.
being.
I'm especially glad that you asked the other question, do I have to do anything else beside it? I would say, mostly no. That you have to acknowledge. And it's not your responsibility, shall we say, to go out and say, well, Jimmy left, let me see if I can find you another friend. That's the child's responsibility.
Interesting. What if the child asks for help of some kind?
I would.
What will I do?
Since I'm helpful, you see, my whole approach is, I'm helpful to the child. Therefore, if he says, could you help me, for instance, call up the friend? Yes, I may want to dial for him if it's difficult for him. You know, the whole idea is helpfulness. How much helpful? The way I would feel inside myself. If you ask me, for instance, how do I get from here to 32nd Street, I would give you the directions. Now, if you ask me from there, how do I get from there, shall we say, to Los Angeles, I would say, ask there. See, in other words, I would give you, in frame of my own ability to be
as much
human,
help as you can reasonably give.
Human and sympathetic.
That's amazing. It's such a simple bit of wisdom, and yet so few of us apply it to children or other people.